I'm vengeance.
So here's the thing. I'm not a big fan of the titles. You know what I'm talking about. Movies that feel the need to reboot a franchise, but they can't come up with an original title. And so they don't want to use the first movie's title, so they just reboot it by putting the in front of the title, and they just call it a day. You know, The Suicide Squad, The Predator. In the case of The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they took away the for the reboot. However, every once in a while, we get a movie that earns that moniker. Because, yeah, I've seen The Batman twice now, and I can confidently say that it's called The Batman for a fucking reason. Minimal spoilers in this video, by the way. Only broad concepts and things that you could glean from the trailers. The Batman takes some big swings to try and be the perfect Batman movie, balancing a sense of comic booky exaggerated elements with a realistic tone, giving us a detective-driven tale for the world's greatest detective, having direction and cinematography and music and sound design at this level. I don't want to say that this movie has dethroned Under the Red Hood in my eyes, but once I have it in such a way where I can watch it all the time, it very well may. And by far the best thing this movie does to craft this brand new and incredibly familiar cinematic tale for the Batman is question the validity of the Batman. It's a year 2 Batman story, so we're at a point in Bruce's life where he has to question what being the Batman even means. Does Batman's strength, his power, his influence on the city come from his ability to break somebody's arm? Is that all he is? Could he be more than just vengeance than the shadows? And these questions can't be answered, not without something that takes Bruce's ideology and twists it, taking vengeance from a place of righteousness to a place of malice, turning fear from a tool to fix Gotham City into a weapon used to destroy it. We cannot question Batman without the Riddler.
You're part of this too.
The opening shot and scene of this movie are from Riddler's perspective, the only thing in this movie that shows us a perspective other than Batman's. Edward Nashton in this movie exists to be a motivating fear in the hearts of the corrupt civil servants of Gotham. He exists in direct opposition to Batman, both orphans, victims of a cruel and unjust system that made them into monsters, symbols, specters of vengeance. But where the Batman is born of legitimate injustices against him and directs desire towards the criminal underworld, tortures himself with an impossible task, the Riddler is a victim of pure and utter circumstance and takes it personally, not even enacting vengeance by the end, but rather just using his past as a flimsy justification for pure and utter anarchy. Riddler embodies everything Batman should not be, a reclusive, faceless, broken man going out into the night and using his gifts to target anyone even tangentially related to the root cause of his pain. The Batman needs to be more.
I'm vengeance.
It's more than just a cool line and an homage to the animated series. It's what this Batman legitimately is at the start of this movie. And it's what a lot of people see Batman as. Vengeance incarnate, a rich kid who'd rather break someone's arm than go to therapy. But the Batman can be more. He needs to be. Vengeance fixes nothing. You know this, I know this, but Bruce and Selina need to learn this. Riddler needs to learn it, but never does. Bruce in his closing monologue even says as much. The why of Bruce's life is the greatest riddle of all. And throughout the movie, we see Bruce struggle with that, with these riddles. But for the Batman to be effective, for him to succeed, the answer cannot be vengeance forever. He needs to be a symbol of hope. Hope for a better Gotham. Hope that the answer, now and forever, is justice. Shout out to my friends Omar and Taryn for donating to the $10 tier on my Patreon. If you want to be part of this too, please feel free to go to the link in the description and donate to my Patreon. Literally any amount helps.